Today we are going to turn a slab of walnut into a stunning board for coffee lovers with live edge and black epoxy details. Stay tuned. A good friend of mine will celebrate his birthday soon, so I thought I might create something special for him this year. I think we've got a winner. First, we let the board go through the thickness planner to get rid of all the schmutz. Nice, what a fine board. After that, I decided to cut off one of the live edges to see if there were any major internal cracks inside of the plank. Then confusion kicked in because my handsaw refused to glide smoothly over the track for no apparent reason at all. Oh. And after getting rid of my terminal retardation, I could confirm that the board was good to go. For this project I wanted to preserve a bit of the live edge, and since I had a bit of leftover black epoxy resin from a different project at hand, I decided to fill a bunch of cracks with it for the memes. Then I went home, letting the epoxy harden overnight. In the meantime I went over to Fusion 360 and started to design the board from scratch. I went with the 4 young bear and the slogan "Today's good mood brought to you by coffee." For the design I had in my head, I also wanted to include a minimalistic coffee mug. This one took me quite a bit of experimenting around, but it turned out very nicely overall. I was pretty satisfied with the result. For the steam on top of the cup, I wanted to go with a sine wave to include my maths major in a really meta fashion. A little Facebook reference if you know where I'm getting at here. But googling didn't help, so I took matters in my own 2 hands and approximated a stretched one. Finally, my mathematics major paid off in some kind of applied way. I'm so proud about myself. Last but not least, it was off to centering and outlining the board, as well as extruding the parts to the appropriate dimensions. And then I implemented the tools in CNC modes, engraving with a 45-degree bit on the text, rounded square outline and also the coffee mug, and the cutting moves will be done with a 1/4-inch spiral bit. Next day, I was back at my workshop, aka the shed, and I took the precise measurements and adjusted them in Fusion again before CNCing. Before taking on the walnut board though, I prototyped on an old MDF board to see if everything works out as planned. That's the 45-degree engraving bit from Carbide 3D, by the way. Glad my camera decided to provide us with such a good shot of the tour. Yikes. First try, fingers crossed. I actually thought that this might cause problems. Take a look at that. There's really no engraving up until now, and I believe this is due to the weird coating that Carbide 3D put onto the cutter, which is really weird. I don't know why that is, but I should get rid of it probably to really make it work. I don't know why that is, but I'm going to peel it off. Yeah, that was weird, but I seem to have to peel it off before using it. Well, never mind, it didn't hurt the cutter. Let's continue. And now obviously my depth of cut isn't accurate anymore. Okay, let's do it again. Fingers crossed. That looks fantastic! And there we go, the first successful engraving attempt with my new CNC. I'm so proud of myself. Holy moly, that was immensely satisfying to look at, and the result looks fantastic even on this mother old MDF board. Just look at that. Now it would be a waste to throw this one away, so I'm going to implement a small cutting move to basically cut it out, and then we are going to apply it to the walnut board. This is fantastic. Now I know why so many people love to create signs. This is seriously satisfying. And I really like the font and how the cup turned out overall. It just looks very, very nice, and I think I did a really good job in Fusion. Now let's go. And here we go, first prototype done. From the MDF board, tiny little bit cleaned up, not perfect yet, but I'm going to paint it at some point and then just going to give it away to someone. And now off to the Walnut we go. Pretty excited about how that is going to turn out. Checking again if the dimensions are right. I then went over to my Shapeoko and started milling. I'll let you enjoy the scene for a second here. Sadly, my depth of cut was a bit high on the 1/4" bit and a few chips broke off from my board, but I was able to collect all of them and glue them back in place. I'm such a lucky bastard. Then I sanded a bit to see if there were any major cracks left for me to fill with glue and wood dust, and yes, there were just a few tiny little ones. Letting it dry for a while, I then proceeded to round off the board on my router table. A shallow radius on top and the bottom, and later increasing the radius a bit more for the looks. After that was done, I started sanding with my random Orbital, going in with an 80 grit first, and then a 120, 180, and last but not least a 240. And last but not least, cleaning up the engraving and doing a bit of hand sanding to really make the work shine. Holy guacamole, that turned out so much better as I thought it would. It's amazing, it looks terribly fine. And now here comes the moment why 99% of you even watched this video in the first place. Namely, I'm going to oil that bitch up as always. I'm going to use hard wax oil from Ligno Color, and I hope it's going to look good on the Walnut. I haven't tried it out yet, so yeah, we are going to see. Also, I really like the little epoxy inlay that we got here on the back. The epoxy filling as well as the live edge that we got here. I think it gives it a very unique touch. Also in the small cracks that we had here, the epoxy really makes it very, very lively and even looking really good on the back. And now we are going to oil it. Damn son, that looks fantastic. And here are a few shots of the final product. And this is it once again. And as always, if you did enjoy the video, then definitely make sure to subscribe to the channel and to share the videos around, etc. A bit for the YouTube algorithm. And I'm really satisfied with the result. It turned out so nicely. I really like the design. I just like how everything turned out overall with the live edge and the little epoxy that I was using. And just everything overall, it looks absolutely stunning, and I hope my buddy is gonna like it. And as always, with these new products that I'm designing, you can find them now down there in the STEM Merch EU shop. You can buy yourself some of these coasters, cutting boards, signs, whatever you want to use it for, over on stemmerch.eu for a pretty affordable price. Also, this time, this is the first time, you can also get yourself the plans. If you want to go ahead and create one for yourself on your CNC, you can get yourself the plans for like $1 or something over on stemmerch.eu too. So if you want to create one for yourself, definitely make sure to go over there and get yourself the plans. And other than that, I thank you guys for watching. If you want to see more content, then definitely make sure to subscribe to the channel as mentioned before. And up to the next video, I wish you guys a flammable day. Please stay safe. See ya!